Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, third-year back from Florida State. He gets away from one. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you watched a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. 7 yards there and a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Cousins on target to Diggs. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On play action, Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
On third down, Cousins. Being chased out left. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there, Cousins to Thielen, 47 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Well, he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a two-time 1,000-yard rusher for the Bears. This is Jordan Howard. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to run them.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. The former first-round pick Shane Ray in on the tackle. Now Howard. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
This is Corey Clement, the 3rd-year back from Wisconsin. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle. On 2nd and 9, Wentz rolling, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Y'all playing the wrong football. 51 to mine. 51 to mine.
Down the man inside. Down the man.
Wide, get wide.
Sunday. Hey, foxtrot.
Mike, we do it. Hey, it's coming up. Hey, let's go.
Wentz to throw for it on 4th. He is going to find Hill here. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So they tried it. Not only did they not get the first, they fumbled it away.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it went from bad to worse, but I know that everyone's going to pile in on the call and say, well, what are you doing? Why would you go for it there? I think the teams that are convinced that they feel pretty good about their game plan, what they want to get done that day, go for it. Give it a try. Hey, let's see if your defense can rescue them a little bit.
They go play action. Cousins. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Yellow.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Forced out to his left. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads, and you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security, and they're wondering why the message isn't sinking.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Wentz. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. First down, here's the run with Cook. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Here's Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 30. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
From the 27, Cousins. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down.
Hey, wahoo!
Cousins gives way to Cook. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Check it, stand. Hey, let's go. No. Here. Let's find two. Kill. Go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz going for the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Man 5-7. Hey, orbit.
Target. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Going up top. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to blitz coming, and down he goes. Nigel Bradham flying in and laying the lumber defensively. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They run. Cook. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
3rd and long for Cousins. He goes full extension, and he's got it.
That's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he can put it on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but he doesn't get what he really wants.
And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Fletcher Cox, and the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So just shy of midfield. They tried it. Didn't work out. What did you think?
I thought that they should have punted the ball away. Should have gotten rid of it and played defense with better field position. Look, I'm as aggressive as anyone wanting to go for it on offense, but in this situation, it doesn't.
First half.
I don't know that there's any risk. I mean, what's the reward for your risk here? I would not have done that. My only explanation is that his coach, he may want to be up here in the booth with us. We may have a 3-man booth starting next week if he keeps up with those decisions.
Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. This is Howard on 2nd down. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
Hey, 4, 2, kill. Hey, high 7.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Running on first down, Eckler. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. On 1st and goal, Howard. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll try again with Howard. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jordan Howard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Cousins now. Setting up the screen for Cook. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be fourth down. So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
They're on 15-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
A final shot before half for Wentz. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
First down 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go,
It's Eckler again. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And able to find Dorsett. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down. Wentz now on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. He's picked off at his own 47. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatile. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. A little bit of space there for the first down run as that's going to get them about 5 yards. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check.
Great 15. Great 15. Listen.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Sunday, Sunday.
58's the mic.
Sunday, Sunday. Hey, exit. Back. Let's 5-7.
From midfield, here's Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Alpha.
58's the mic. Watch the run, watch the run.
Shotgun now for Wentz. This is caught by Jackson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
Recon, 152 fighter.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd and a yard. Wentz completes it to Aguilar. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nyheim Hines, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Focus
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
From the 31, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Go, go, go. Watch safety green.
Play fake. Cousins.
Check safety, check safety.
And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. With it is Jackson. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Check it back, check it back.
Throwing on first is Wentz. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, Eckler. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. From the red zone now, Wentz. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. Here is Eckler. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. And just as they thought they might be able to take that across and get the lead, a big red zone turnover.
I know that I am defense-centric, and I want to give them a whole lot of credit, but I just can't believe after that drive, in that position, ball security paramount, they turn the ball over. Terrible.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. To throw, Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jannard Avery in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They run again on first down. Cook takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
He's checking 50. He's checking. Crash. Check. Bang. Hey, flipper. Check the horn.
Cousins now from the 50. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Rip left. Check. Hot route. Hot. Check.
Rose.
He's crashing.
Cousins to throw. Just keeping the play alive. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. Cook following the penalty. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Coming to you.
Hey, Ken.
Cousins here to throw. He's going to wind up in air. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. Chester Rogers, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Wentz to throw. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Cousins. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So with just over a minute to play, this becomes a make or break onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. He's got the first down here inside the 30. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 44 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Now Wentz.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of it.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I'll bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Vikings, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire